One of my most favorite things in the world is Chinese dim sum. Pero minsan, pag gumagawa tayo ng mga dumplings, medyo mahirap. Etong dish natin na to is one of the most easiest dim sum favorites na kaya natin gawin. Let's do it!
Simpol, simpol, luto na, ha-ha.
Yung gagawin natin ngayon ay steamed spareribs with Tausi. Tausi is the black beans, the fermented black beans na nakikita natin sa mga Chinese dishes. So, yung kailangan natin ay spareribs, no? So, ito ribs, which are cut into like 1-inch pieces. Yan. So, pag pumili ka ng ribs, sabihin mo na sa butcher mo na pwede pa chop na para hindi ka na mahirapan. So, usually yung ginagamit natin, yung tips niya na may cartilage, hindi yung nasa gitna dahil may big bone siya. Gagawin natin, i-marinate natin siya with salt muna. So, just a little bit of salt. We start off with half a teaspoon of salt. And toss it. And let it rest. While we prepare other ingredients. Yan. Salt muna. Yan. Let it rest. And I have my mortar and pestle. And I have here garlic and ginger. No? Gusto ko na maging fine paste siya. So, kahit na mince siya, dudurugin ko pa rin siya into a paste. Yan. Just add it to our spare ribs with a little bit of soy sauce. So, I'm using here around a tablespoon of soy sauce. I'm using silver Swan Soy Sauce. Yan. The traditional recipe calls for Chinese rice wine. Ako wala akong rice wine dito, kaya yung gagawin ko ay isang substitute. I will just use regular vinegar, silver swan vinegar, with a little bit of sugar. So, around 1 teaspoon of vinegar and half a teaspoon of sugar. So, yun na yung magiging replacement ko for my rice wine. And it will turn out just okay, no? Hindi nyo na mapapansin yung difference. Yan, the sweetness and the light acidity. We add our Tausi. So, we have here fermented beans and I just rinsed it. So, pwede ko hugasan. Pero yung ginawa ko dito lang sinoko siya sa tubig in a strainer and I will add that into my spare rib mixture. Yan. And finally, I will add cornstarch. So, that's around 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. So, it's very easy. Ang sarap nito for rice toppings or, you know, have it on its own in small plates. And we just transfer it into our pot. And it's so simple to do. And I just put it in our steamer. And let it steam for 30 to 45 minutes or even longer if you want it to really be tender. And after 45 minutes, i-check natin yung ating spare ribs kung malambot na ba siya. Oh, yan. Nakita natin na kaya na siyang i-cut with a spoon. Ibig sabihin, it's already cooked. Lalagyan ko lang siya ng konting chili. So, ito, meron akong siling labuyo. You can just use red bell peppers. Ginawa ko, I just rinse it in a little water para matanggal yung seeds. Kasi yung seeds naman talaga yung manghang. Lalagyan ko na siya ng chopped leeks. Sprinkle over. And let it steam for siguro a minute. It will do a minute or two. And our spare rib dish will be done. And our spare ribs are done. Look at that. Bowl of rice ready. So, pang rice toppings itong ginagawa natin today. You know, arrange a few pieces over my rice. And I just add a little bit more of fresh green onions. Look at that! Sobrang daling gawin, guys. A little bit of patience waiting for it to steam until tender, pero halos wala ka nang ginagawa after you put it into the pot. Kaya gawin nyo na to, ang ating steamed spare ribs with Tausi. Simpol! Nagustuhan niyo ba ang video na to? Please share para lalong dumaming ating mga kasimpol. And don't forget to subscribe to our Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram accounts.